Generally, bypassing it's the best system if you have a harbor intercepting longshore transport. Of course, in Italy it's quite expensive, but it's a good solution. Surely it's a good solution. In this bay, they wanted to create a bypassing system to send back the sand. The problem is that what is moving is the finer components of each sand. So the deposition area is very rich in fines, and the eroding area becomes coarser. If you take the fines and you put over the coarser, they move immediately, both offshore and both longshore. The last project I suggested them before the construction of the harbor is to bypass the sediments, but to mix again, to recreate the original sediment distribution. This is possible here. But sand bypassing probably is the best solution if you made the mistake of constructing a structure with intercept. But it's the best solution after the mistake. Yeah, surely. Most of them are experimental. Even if we acquired a lot of experience for that, I say, for instance, submerged groins, I think could be used in many other places. We use only in Italy, I told, but probably inside, I discussed it with Chiara of some sites, not here, where there is erosion problem. They seems to be a good solution. However, also in these cases, even if you are quite sure, you can create by geotextile. Geotextile life is not sure now because we have not been using them for a long time in the sea. We have quite long experience using them in the rivers, different conditions. For instance, we had a very big problem. The geotextile breaks at least the upper part. Most of the geotextile are two layers. The external layers is a protective against ultraviolet ray, which destroy the synthetic fibers. So the external is only protective, and the internal is the strongest. However, we have seen that most of the geotextile breaks in the swash zone because it's sand moving and abrasion breaks them. But it's not a problem because it's the place where it's easier to repair them. So we do not have a very long experience. I could say we have been using them for 10 years. Most of them are still there. We had to repair some bags, but we were using old technology. When we started the first one, it was 1999, so it's 12 years ago. Now we have new technology and new plants with that, so probably they will last more. We are quite confident that they will stay for 20 to 30 years. You must consider that traditional breakwaters must be restored because the stones moves, and we computed that along the Tuscany coast, we have many of them, the maintenance cost for 20 years is the same of the construction cost. So if you build a detached breakwater, which is very unstable, you pay one, and you must know that within 20 years you pay the same. So it's not a definitive solution, of course. And the advantages of the geotextile is that if you fail your experiment, you can cut them. We have limitation, for instance, in Italy, we are not allowed to fill the geotextile tubes with different sand because if you have to cut them, you can put dark sand in clear beaches. So we have some limitation. But surely it's the best solution at the moment.
Farms.
Yes, when we make submerged groins, we create a trench in the beach, let's say 2 meters deep. We put a tube of 1 meter. The crest must be at the sea level on the sward zone. Otherwise, during the erosional phase, you have a real groin. We don't want to stop sediments on the dry zone. And then we enter the sea, and we stay elevated from the seafloor 1 or 2 meters. So we are submerged from the sea surface, but emerged from the bottom. Generally, we use tubes of 2 to 3 meters and a half. Now the production is up to 5 meters. 5 meters means since you don't fill it completely, you have elliptical shape, so you have 3 meters high with these 5 meters. But we didn't use 5 meters till now. We arrived to 3.5.
There are some geotextiles being used in Busselton.
Yeah?
We're going to Busselton tomorrow.
As longshore, at the dunes. No. Orthogonal. Are groins or groin? Yeah. Oh, fine. And they work? Are they emerged?
They're up. The sand is up.
Oh.
That's good.
So traditional groin built with geotextile. One thing I generally say, we are saying we shift from hard to soft solution. Okay. Soft, it doesn't mean in this way. Okay. Sandbag is soft if you hurt your head. But from the morphodynamics, it's not soft. It's not a soft solution. It's very hard. Also, a protection of the dunes with geotextile, it's not to be considered a soft solution. From the hydrodynamic point of view, it's very hard because geotextile is much more reflective than stones, for instance. So the morphodynamics of the beach with the geotextile is all the same or even more strong than with the stones. Stones are permeable to waters, and you can create some, through the hollows, some sand can pass. Geotextile are stronger, so we cannot sell geotextile as a soft solution. I create groins, I create breakwaters. If I create them with concrete, stones, or geotextile, the hydrodynamic effect is exactly the same. This is my idea. I don't know if, if you agree with that.